Please welcome Christopher Knight to the show.
There he is.
Hello, Larry.
You've grown.
See you again.
Long time. Good to see you.
Long
Yes, too long.
Okay.
You know, I gotta roll into this because I feel like I know this guy for like years, but people don't know that this guy was really the superhero of the Brady Bunch. I mean,
Right.
he saved a girl from a crushing toy shelf. He beat up bullies, Buddy Hitton with a right cross. He had a tarantula on his face that almost killed him.
Got fired twice.
Got fired twice.
Really?
Only Brady to be fired, been
But I gotta
fired
ask,
twice. Serial employee of the month.
did you know you were that kind of the hero role? You know, Greg was kind of the real Greg Brady.
We get to look back on it and paint whatever color we want. I mean, I think at the time I kind of enjoyed it because I was sort of the bent Brady.
Right.
The Brady that needed to learn the lesson. The Brady that took us down a path that might not have been, you know,
Why
the
was
most
that-
noble to begin
was
with,
that
and
show?
had to learn it. So I had to go. I had to go through that transition.
What do you think made that show a super hit?
I think because it was made for children and made for kids, and kids like watching kids. 6 of us gave an audience somewhere to plug in. And whether or not you had a family like the Bradys or didn't have a family like the Bradys, you plugged in to use them as a surrogate or because it reminded you of them.
Right.
So, and then as children pass through that filter, they, you know, their memories are laid down, are made out of much more stable stuff than the stuff that we start experiencing as adults.
Do you like the Snickers commercial?
I love the Snickers commercial. I thought it was, although people said to me, "Why didn't they hire you at the top of the stairs?" I go, "That wasn't Peter at the top of the stairs." Although they should have done a second one with
should have.
Jan at the mirror, you know, and then
For
you know,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah, they should have.
yeah,
What are you up to?
all kinds of stuff. Still working in the business. I've got a new corporate involvement that actually is the blend of my business side with my celebrity in furniture. I'm a furniture brand selling in e-com
Nice.
at
kind of
Target.com and
furniture?
Overstock.com. All kinds. It's very eclectic in its breadth. But it's all or mostly aligned to the e-com side of things, trying to avoid furniture that is outside of the dim weights of FedEx. So it comes within 2 days and is on your doorstep.
We got to show some of your Brady collectibles here. So you become kind of an icon in the collectibles world.
I am a life-size collectible.
You are, literally. No doubt about
Can
it.
you come to our house and just like stand in the doorway?
Yeah.
And
Wait a minute, I got
Kinda
an
tough.
idea. Take him home.
will you come home
Yeah,
with
right.
us, please?
Okay, I'll come
You
and I'll
could be
stand in
in
your
our- you could be in
doorway.
one of our
You
rooms
know.
and you'll be an item.
Hard to duplicate. It's hard to become an industry that way.
What do we have here?
Yeah, show us
Well,
some of the
you know,
stuff
I was
brought.
asked about I'm not a collector. But I realized in saying that I'm not a collector that, well, let me go through some cupboards and
Right.
drawers and see what I've got here. And I've got some stuff. The cookie jar is a current, I'm not sure if it's current today, but it's within, it's a contemporary piece that was licensed. But everything else is over here. The bowling pin, that square,
Pick up the bowling pin, Larry.
Artist version or rendering of Peter with fat cheeks like
Tic-tac-toe.
Otello. Here's, you know, of course. These are one-offs. These are fans that have made artistic pieces that you get it and you go, well, I can't, you know, especially like how they got Barry looking very early Homo sapien-like. But they're, you know, they're incredible. That this is the kind of love, I mean, that we are showed and have been showed for years. And so when I get stuff that's extra special, it sticks around, and I don't know what to do with it. I put it on a shelf, I put it in the cupboard. The cell over there is from the cartoon that we did. Actually, the very first season of the cartoon, and it actually changed from that because some of us didn't like the way our characters were drawn, and so there was a second version of it that was required for the actual Filmation commercial. And of course, this is the very first piece I ever saw that, other than coloring books, that we had as a collectible, and that I think that goes back to the. Gosh, that goes back to
First episode,
It's
right?
gotta be the
well,
first
it goes to
episode.
early 70s. I mean, when that
Right.
was available, because people don't or haven't used these in quite a while.
And over
I
there,
do.
Do you?
No.
You-
over there are books.
Well, then
This would be so
coffee
cool.
cups and books, and so I just brought the stuff that has stuck with me along the way. Some will be familiar to fans. They might have them at home because they're widely available, and others are just one-offs. Yeah, you know, my favorite though, there's a piece over here. I haven't even seen that before. But this
I know that mouth.
You know.
being made into a birthday card is the greatest honor in life.
Oh, for sure.
And I remember that
What
moment
does the
when
card
that
say?
mouth looked that way.
You know what you should have for your birthday?
Pork chops and applesauce.
Pork chops and
If I go to a
applesauce
restaurant and
with-
they're serving a pork chop, they offer me a pork chop.
Can you give us do the pork chops and applesauce? Just would you
I
mind?
can't do it as well as I could when I was a kid, but
Give it a
because
shot.
it requires all this facial contortion. Pork chops, and applesauce. Best I can remember. That was supposed to be Humphrey Bogart, but
Well done. Well done.
Was that in the script? Did it just come about? How did that line come out?
well, that's an interesting story. So, as a 11-year-old, I didn't know who Humphrey Bogart was. I'd never seen a Humphrey Bogart film, and so I had this, this role to play Humphrey Bogart. I'm going, who's Humphrey Bogart?
Right.
Sherwood Schwartz's son, Lloyd Schwartz, was our dialogue coach, and so he helped me not see Humphrey Bogart, but experience Humphrey Bogart through him. So he channeled Humphrey Bogart, and he did the whole lip thing, and all I'm doing is copying his version of Humphrey Bogart. Later, I would find out that it wasn't a very good rendition
Wasn't even
of
close.
Humphrey Bogart.
I can never imitate anything.
Michaela, you do it.
Pork chops and apples.
All right, took
does
me a
he
while
rate?
to. Yeah, I mean, neither of them
my
are Humphrey
God.
Bogart.
Thank you, Chris Knight.
Thank you,
Yes.
Larry. Thank you very much.
Thanks
Have
so
a-
much.
and by the way,
Yeah.
have a very Brady day.
I always do. Thank you.